Welcome everybody to another project update for Merchant Token. I really want to apologize today. It is an extremely hot day. So you might hear the fan that I have here. I am sweating a lot and I'm not even wearing today the jacket. So it is really hot today. So I really want to apologize for that. But anyway, without further ado, as you know, I really want to keep these project updates short and concise, because I do want everybody to watch them until the end so that they can actually get as much information as possible. So without further ado, I will just jump straight away into that. The first thing is I'm just going to answer a lot of questions that a lot of people have seen throughout both Telegram and Twitter, is about the referrals. If you haven't seen the hundreds of messages that we have pinned on Telegram, the tweets that we share on Twitter as well, remember that you can always find the information on the website. So you can either go on merchanttoken.org and then go basically on the papers and basically check for the information on the MTO app here, or directly on docs.merchanttoken.org, and you can actually have all the information. We are constantly updating these websites. I do have access personally directly to this part of the website, so I will be updating it with all the new information that is coming out, for instance about the NFT cards and about the referral as well, or anything else that we want to share with you in the future. So that is a really good link for you guys to save. So docs.merchanttoken.org, I will actually add it on in the description as well. So regarding the referrals, as you can see, you can go get the information here. The referrals will not be sent to you automatically. You will have to send the gas fees, which has, because of the gas fees, has been variable basically since the beginning of the Ethereum network. We have decided just to basically set up a fixed fee of 0.02 Ethereums. So for that, you have to send that fee to this wallet address. If you don't want to send that, or if you don't want to withdraw them, you have the opportunity to lock those tokens in your launchpad. I actually made a video about locking them, so again the link will be in the description for you to go and check it out as well on how to lock those tokens. You will also be able to get a referral out of that, an NFT out of that, so that's a great opportunity for you. About the NFTs, I will share more information soon as well in today's video, so stay tuned as well for that. So there were a few questions. I thought this was pretty straightforward, but there will be 3 batches on which the tokens will be sent. However, your tokens, the ones that you are going to claim, if you decide to do so, they're going to be sent in one batch. So if you request them still this month, you still have time to request it for the first batch. It will be sent at the end of next month. And if you have 1 token, or if you have 100,000 tokens, it doesn't matter, you're gonna get them all in one go. Then the next batch is for those who request the tokens on September. So those who request the tokens on September will get it the next month, and so on, so forth, for 3 months in a row. Remember that those who don't claim tokens during these 3 months, the tokens will actually be locked away for a period of 12 months. And if within those 12 months they are not claimed, those tokens will be burned. So bear in mind as well about that for you to know. So where are we at the moment? I have actually explained that. We are at a very great position on the development side. We are nearly ready to release the early alpha stage for the development. I do have to say that in the past few weeks, the developers has come up with a few bugs and challenges, I would call them, that they are actually working right now on that. So that's basically what has been the developers focus on the last couple of weeks. So we have had some challenges to resolve, but they are doing a great job, and it's been really nice to see the solutions that they are actually coming up with. So that's a great thing to see as well. So the project is moving forward. We have ready or nearly ready the merchant wallet for the alpha stage. Bear in mind as well that once we will have everything completed and ready to be released, we are still gonna hold back for a few weeks, even a month or more, depending on how are we progressing to the next stage. Because remember, the majority of the code for this project is going to be open source, and we don't want to give away and literally allow people, oh yeah, this is where we are right now, just go and get it and copy. We don't want to let that happen. So what we want to do is protect the project at all costs. So that's the reason why sometimes we will be delaying maybe a certain release or another, just to make sure that we are not giving away information or code progress basically to someone out there that could come up and copy and take it away for them. So and we want to always be one step ahead, or at least, or even 10 steps ahead if possible. So that's kind of like another thing I want to clarify to you. So there might be some kind of like pushing back on the release of certain stages as well, but we are not at the moment, we are not thinking of delaying any of the stages of the that we are coming up with basically on the roadmap. As of now, everything is as scheduled. What I mean is that's the reason why we also have a schedule for the stages. We don't have a specific date. It's just because we want sometimes to maybe kind of like postpone it of a month of what we were calculating it was going to come up, because we need to make sure that we are those 10 steps ahead, or even more if possible. So on the merchant wallet is nearly ready, as I was saying. Regarding the protocol is almost nearly ready as well for the early alpha stage. I want to clarify that. We are working right now on the development of the portal basically for the admins. However, while we were finalizing certain things, or the developers were finalizing certain things, there were those kind of like challenges that they are working on at the moment. So that's when it comes to project. Now, as you know, there is I would say sub-project of the merchant token, which is something that I want to do myself with you, the community, and I have been kind of like bringing it forward. This project is going to be, it's going to take, I'm expecting this to be ready within 6 to 8 months, and it will depend a lot depending on the artist. And the reason why I don't want to use many artists to design them, because I want this to have a unique structure, because NFTs, they are literally art. It is art. And by making it rare and unique is what gives its value. We're also going to give utility to the NFTs by giving them some tiers, but that's coming later on in the project, literally at the end of the project. But at the moment, what we're working on is basically really nice, I would say, art that we're working on here. So we are actually going to create the cards that you will actually even be able to print them physically in the future as well, of course, once the project is released, and literally go to a physical store and pay with your physical card. The physical card, of course, has nothing to do with the NFT. You have to own the NFT to be able to print that card, but at the same time, it will not be linked in any way, of course. You can then sell the NFT. You still have the card that it will not work anymore. Of course, you will not be able to make payments on that card anymore, but you will still have the physical card of yourself. So just to clarify that. But on the NFT side, bear in mind that we're still at the early stages. We are actually at the moment drawing literally what are the characters of these NFTs that we're working on. This is the character I have shown you before. So this will be Odin's. We still have a lot of things to fix and kind of like tidy up on the on the card itself, on the design, maybe the clothing and these kind of things that we're working on. But this is how the card roughly will look like. Bear in mind that the card will be in 3D because I really want the NFT to be future-proof. We never know if we will be able to use these. Maybe when someone builds the metaverse, maybe we will be able to bring the NFT card to the metaverse, and you might be able to even hold it on the metaverse yourself, and it will also be animated. So you will see basically the hair moving, there will be lights, there will be nice background, and so on, so on, so forth. Also really important to clarify is the attention to details that we are putting into these NFTs. So as you can see, for instance, this is Odin, which has a eye missing, and it's because on the mythology it says that basically he lost the eye to be able to see everything. And those are the details that I really want to focus on. It is not going to be a bored monkey NFT. It's not going to be a bored merchant NFT. It's not going to be a silly one. It's going to be something designed to be really high quality, which is just because we are always striving for excellence. And the same reason is when we are building the project and when we're building the technology, we are striving to make something great out of this. So just to give you basically an update, this is the next card that we are actually designing for. It is nearly ready. There are certain details again that we will be modifying. There might be certain things that I might ask you or ask the community, certain, how do you call it, kind of like ideas from you about the project, about the NFTs itself, about the designs. But this is basically will be tier, which is the lowest tier card, I would say. This will be one of the most common ones, cards as well. And just to give you an example of how it will look like, bear in mind that you will have basically, again, this will be animated, so you will have the hair moving, maybe the sword moving as well, the wolf in the back, the eyes, the fog and these kind of things. All these kind of things will be animated as well. And again, just the attention to detail is the arm of Tyr in this case that was bitten off by Fenrir, which is the wolf that you can see in the background. So these are the details as well that we will be working on, and I'm still kind of like working on the details on what are we going to put in the back of the cards, and I have a few ideas which at this point I think I will actually put it on for the community to decide on where are we gonna take this moving forward. But again, guys, bear in mind that it's still gonna take a bit of time for this to be completed, but we are literally nearly 2 cards already ready, and the plan right now is to make 13 out of them, with 7 are the main cards, and the other basically 5, I would say 4 or 5 cards are gonna be more of a kind of like more rarest and special cards as well. So that's another thing that I want to discuss and to share with you later on as well. But this is where we are right now, and we will be moving forward, of course. The artist is already starting working on the next cards as well. And another thing I wanted to share as well, we will be creating this part of art as well into NFTs. The drafts part, for instance, this one here that you can see right now, it will be signed by the artist. Same, for instance, at the early stages of kind of like, the design of the silhouette and these kind of things. And those NFTs will be given away to the community as well. And again, they will be given away for free. However, those I would say the draft ones, they will have a different tax because those are going to benefit more the artist itself, but as well as the community as well. So as you said, there will be, as I have said before, the NFTs will have a tax, which it will be decided later on the amount of tax that this is going to be implemented into the NFTs. But the reason why is because we need to give back something as a thank you to the artist, something as a thank you to the developers as well of the NFT contract. And most importantly, we will also have a big chunk of that tax going back to the community. Because remember, everything that we're doing here is for the community itself to benefit from it. So then we will decide, or we will actually let the community decide what we will be doing with those funds that we will be claiming from the NFTs. Are we going to burn tokens? Are we going to use them for promotion? Are we going to use them as a giveaways? And that's something that the community itself will decide. So that's where we are right now on the NFT side. On that note, if there are no more updates at the moment for this video. However, I do want you to stay a bit longer. I'm just going to give you a quick resume of about 10 minutes on why merchant token it is so important. So if you haven't heard of merchant token and you're new here, then just stay until the end so you can actually understand a bit more about what merchant token is and where are we headed. So the first thing that I want to clarify is, and the reason why I want to actually talk about it today is because last week, actually during the week, I saw a video from Wall Street Journal sharing about why it's becoming so expensive, at least in the US, to make payments with cards. And the reason for that is because banks charge businesses to make transactions. So to give you an example, if you go to make a purchase in a store, I don't know, even a $1 purchase or whatever, there will be a percentage of tax charged by the company who own the post. So the post service, the post machine, which is where you make the payment. Then there will be a transaction on the network that payment goes through as well. And then there will be another tax made by the bank at the end of the transaction, which is basically where your money comes from and it moves along as well. So this is something as well I really wanted to focus on this week, because this not only is going to benefit you, but also, and more importantly, the merchants, because by them using merchant token as a payment solution to allow people and consumers to make payments, not only they are using a decentralized solution, which I really want to emphasize the decentralized part, but most importantly, we will be removing those charges, because yes, the merchants still have to come and join, I would say, the network. There are POS systems that they use, basically Android, and we will be making I would say an interface app that the merchant can install, and they will be able to use merchant token as a payment system. But what is important here is that all those payment transactions that banks and networks and companies are charging the merchants, which, remember, if someone charges a merchant for something, the consumer is eventually going to pay for it, because it's not, the merchant is not going to say, oh yeah, no worries, I'm paying 10% of the transaction and I'm happy to pay for that on your behalf. That it doesn't work like that. So eventually the cost is being passed to the consumer, which again, it means that if we remove that cost, it is going to be not only more merchants will join the network and the ecosystem, but also we will have a bigger reach on consumers, but also we might even manage to bring down those costs. Because remember, eventually the gas fee is paid by the consumer. That is true on any blockchain because of the gas fee. But we are actually aiming to have a blockchain that we have such a tiny transaction fee or gas fee that is going to be negligible for any consumer. So basically, instead of paying 0.5% or whatever it is right now, it will end up being basically very null. And that also comes into giving the consumer the protection that they want or that they need with crypto payments. Because remember, right now, if you go and make a purchase with a credit card in most of the countries in the world, like Europe, US, and these kind of countries, it is easy for you to claim it back if you didn't got the product that you actually asked for it. But remember as well, there are other countries that certain things, they just don't happen. And it is always really extremely complicated to contact your provider, the card provider, or the bank that you make the payment with, and this kind of thing. So it is always so complicated. What we're trying to do here is for people to be able to make payments through the merchant token ecosystem, and at the same time be able to get the consumer protection that they want from even on a decentralized system that is using crypto payments as well. So how is that going to be? Is that going to work? There are going to be two different systems. Bear in mind that I'm actually reading or actually showing you certain articles that we have written and we have posted on Medium. So if you want to go and check them out, again, the links will be in the description. So the ADM system, which is the automatic dispute management, it is basically an escrow. If you don't know what an escrow is basically you are sending your tokens to a smart contract. The smart contract is not owned by the merchant, but it's not owned by the consumer either. So it's basically a smart contract that lives on the network, and it has a very simple function, which is to hold your funds until either you have received your product or service and you are actually happy with that, or until the time basically of the delivery has expired. If you did not complain, then the merchant will receive the tokens back. So that's very simple here. In the automatic dispute management, this is going to be used because we cannot rely only on the community or people actually taking decisions for that. There is going to be an algorithm that is going to calculate who's going to be awarded with the tokens on this sense. But at the moment, the very simple way that we are building the protocol right now is depending on trust, basically. So every both agents and merchants will have some sort of point system that they will be being awarded depending on how many customers they have served and how many things they have done right within the ecosystem. This ranking system will go up, and the higher it goes, the more chances they have to get basically the tokens if someone were to complain. Of course, bear in mind that this is gonna the dispute raises and the merchant gets the tokens because he has a high reputation as well. That is also gonna balance it out with the merchant as well. And that is in case, for instance, there are no agents available right now to do this, or if we are having a big amount of disputes coming through, and not all the merchants can actually solve those issues or look into those issues at the moment. So then the next step basically comes forward, which is the community dispute management. And this makes it is a little more simple to explain. However, bear in mind that there are different stages for this because there will be different options depending on merchants and consumers as well, that we could have even more agents dealing with certain disputes as well. So in this case, for instance, we have a dispute with 2 agents only, but there could be 3, 4, 5, depending on the kind of disputes and the kind of purchase that we're talking about as well here. So basically how it will work, the agents, which are community members, so basically token holders, they will have to pay a fee to be able to participate into the dispute. If both agents or the majority of the agents agree on a resolution, then basically it moves forward. If the resolution is they agree that the merchant should win this one, basically the funds will go back to the merchant. If they agree that the consumer has to win this one, the funds will go back to the consumer, and it will basically move along like that. If two agents cannot agree between each other, then a third agent will come in and will basically make the decision for them. And again, the one that did not agree or took the same decision as the other ones will lose the fee paid at the beginning, and the other two agents that agreed on the decision will get basically the reward and their fees back. Also really important to point out here is that the agents are going to be selected completely randomly, so there is no way that two agents will be able to get in sync on the same line to take advantage of certain situations as well. So moving on, coins and tokens, there is these really nice articles. I really advise you to go and read it and check it out, because it actually explains you the differences between a coin and a token. So a token, for instance, is the MTO merchant token, and the coin will be the MEO merchant coin. So this is, it will explain you the differences and the importance of why we need to build our own blockchain. I am not going to go into these details right now, but I really wanted to let you know that this article is available here for you to check as well. And another one, this actually just came out this week, literally 2 days ago. You can go and check it out. It's about the HIPS merchant protocol fees, and you can go and understand how they will work as well. So we will also have different fees depending on where the protocol will be working. So it will depend on if it's working on the merchant token, which is the Ethereum blockchain, or on the MEO blockchain as well. There will be a different way on how the fees will be distributed here. But just to make it simple, let's go into our own blockchain. So 25% of the fee paid by the consumer to claim the dispute or to raise the dispute will be paid to agent A. The other 25% will be paid to agent B, which are the agents that are gonna basically resolve the dispute. 5% of the fee will be burned. So basically we will have a deflationary token as well, and 45% of the fees will be transferred to the pool. The fee of the pool is basically what a merchant token, I would say the company merchant token will use to progress and keep moving forward, because remember, we cannot get stuck in the past and we need to make sure that we keep moving forward. So guys, I think I have shared and I've been talking for a long time. It's almost half an hour already. And as I say, I really want to keep these videos short. So thank you so much for watching. And if you have any questions, again, the link's in the description for the Telegram group. Join there and you will be able to ask me questions directly, and I will do my best to answer them for you. Thank you so much and have a good day.